What up, everybody? Everybody, what's up, everybody? What's up, guys? Welcome back to Technique Tuesday. If you're new to the channel, I'm Stipe Wonderboy Thompson, welterweight UFC fighter, and this is my bro, Tony Thompson, aka Sweet T, lifelong martial artist. And if you're new, we break down fights on this channel. We break down techniques. We have a great time. And if you enjoy it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And you know what, Sweet T? What are we going to be talking about today?
We are going to be talking about the main event of this weekend's fight card, UFC 252, which is Stipe Miocic versus Daniel Cormier 3.
Dude, is
trilogy.
Is this the first time we've had?
Trilogy.
You guys, let us know in the comments down below if this is the first time we've had a trace title fights. I mean, back to back. Has that happened before?
3 championship fights in a row. Rubber match coming up to find out who is one of the greatest heavyweights of all time.
And
is it DC? Or is it
Stipe
Miocic? So we got a lot to break down in this video. We're going to be talking about that. But before we do that,
a quick word from this video's sponsor, DraftKings. DraftKings is the leading daily fantasy sports brand in the world, with a mission to make sports better and make better sports fans by bringing fans closer to the game. DraftKings is putting you at the center of the action with a free shot at $1 million in prizes with your first deposit during DraftKings UFC Daily Fantasy Contest. So we got a stacked fight card this weekend. I got my money on Sean O'Malley. I got my money on Junior Dos Santos and Stipe Miocic. With $1 million in prizes and a $200,000 top prize, why not take your shot with DraftKings? And guess what? It's super easy to play. Draft 6 fighters from Saturday's fight. Each fighter listed has an assigned salary, and a valid lineup must not exceed the salary cap of $50,000. Rack up fantasy points for advances, takedowns, knockdowns, and more. Full rules and scoring can be found at DraftKings.com/MMA. Enter the UFC 252 Daily Fantasy Contest with $1 million in prizes and a $200,000 top prize. And new users use promo code Wonderboy during signup and get a free shot at $1 million in total prizes with your first deposit. And with that said, let's get into it. All right, so we got Stipe Miocic versus DC. DC won the first.
Yep.
Stipe won the second. Who's going to win the third? Now, you know what? I'm going to talk about my man Stipe Miocic, the guy with the title right now, who's fought some of the best heavyweights in the world, knocking dudes out left and right. So let me talk about him real quick. Now, in the first fight, like I said, the guy's taking some damage from the fight against Francis Ngannou. So we think...
5 months. 5 months after he fought Francis, he's fighting DC.
Oh, that's just...
biggest fight of his life, probably. So that... definitely take that into consideration. Not saying it had a direct effect,
right? But
it could have done something in the way of just
the way he just got finished. Because I know in the second fight he took some big shots and kept on going, so he had ample time to heal up, which is what we're going to get for this fight. Yep. But I think how Stipe is going to win, he's got to keep DC from coming downhill. He's got to back DC up. DC does not do well backing up. And if you go back and watch the first and second fight, when he was winning up until DC got knocked out, he was coming forward. Right? So what I think DC is going to have to do, now DC loves to just kind of walk forward. He walks forward, and he was playing this game right here, which I think in the second fight did not do well for Stipe Miocic, because I think DC has the speed advantage. So DC loves to take his hands out, and I think he learned this, quite frankly, from John Jones. John Jones is so good at keeping his arms long, and as soon as his opponent starts touching hands with him, he pieces them up with the 1-2. Right?
Because how can I be blocking if my hands are attacking your hands?
And that's what he's doing. He's trying to lure your arms away from your face, right? Mm-hmm. So as he starts doing this, DC did this very well. He's very quick. Bang, bang. And he would just hit him with a 1-2, right?
Almost every time.
Every time he hit him, Stipe would back up, Cormier would eat his space. Do the same thing. He would piece him up, bop, bop. And if you go back and watch the second fight, look at Stipe's face, man. He was not looking good until he knocked him out, right? Yep. Now, what I think helped Stipe was that Cormier started to gas. So I think he may have a better gas tank. If he keeps DC on the defense, he has a chance to tire him out.
Definitely.
Right? Now, if it was me, I would start with those body shots early, okay, to really slow DC down, keep him coming forward, keep him from coming forward. Not only on top of that, he didn't implement any kicks in the first 2 fights.
Very, very few kicks was thrown by Stipe, which he's not a big kicker to begin with, but definitely a good wrinkle to add. In this one, because obviously DC, this is a big fight for him. He's doing lots of film study. He's fought him twice. He knows he's not a big kicker, so definitely something Stipe could implement and throw DC off in fight number 3.
Everybody knows I'm a kicker, so that was my first go-to. I said, why don't you throw some kicks? And I don't care if it's leg kicks or body kicks. I think you have to be careful with the body kicks against DC because he's a wrestler. Because you know what? They're just easy to catch. Boom, if he's going here, they're easy to catch, end up taking Stipe down, which he took him down in the second fight, right?
He did the typical DC slam. Got him down, for sure.
Got him down. So I would be careful. I would stick with maybe more like 45 front kicks, maybe with the back leg, going for the body, or a lot of outside leg kicks. I'm not a big oblique guy.
Knee stomper.
What is it called? The knee
oblique
probe?
kick, knee probe.
Knee probe. But I think this would definitely help keep Stipe away. And that's what Stipe wants to do. Stipe wants to eat space, right? So I think if Stipe is going to win, he's going to have to keep him out, keep DC on his heels, and keep moving forward. Don't play this touch game, right? Yep. Keep your hands in tight, and as soon as DC comes forward, piece him up with a 1-2 or a good old-fashioned leg kick. And I think you should implement those body shots earlier on in the fight. Slows him down. I talked about Stipe. What do you think? What do you think my man DC is going to be doing? What do you think is in his brain?
My man DC. Well, if you go back and you watch the first 2 fights, the first fight ended rather quickly. DC did whatever he wanted to do. He played the hand fighting game. He played the boxing game. He played the clinching game. He was really working to get into that clinch, probably to land the dirty boxing, because Stipe has that reach advantage, which makes sense. Get to the inside so that I can actually hit my target. Did that beautifully. Got the KO win. It was awesome. Now again, did Stipe's chin not have time to heal from Ngannou? Maybe, but we'll just say, you know what? DC got him, stung him. It was a heavy shot.
It's crazy that you can knock somebody out like this close. He fights like that a lot. You go back and watch a lot of his heavyweight fights in Strikeforce, he knocked a lot of dudes out like that.
Yep.
In that clinch position.
Fight number 2, same thing, honestly.
Yep.
DC implemented a few more leg kicks maybe. He kept the pressure forward. He was still going for the hand fighting, still looking to get into the clinch, but he did open the fight with a first-round takedown.
And that right there can really throw you off in your game. You know what I'm saying? Not only do you got to watch the stand-up, now you got to watch the wrestling too. It's like, Lord, where is he going to take this fight?
And it wasn't a simple, just single leg down. It was a pickup. Held him up there for about 15 seconds. Flung him down on the canvas, and then Stipe couldn't get up.
That's demoralizing, especially when you're the bigger fighter and you're getting tossed around like that.
Yeah, got straight tossed around. So I think he needs to continue to implement that approach in fight number 3. So number 1, keep the forward pressure, but be smart about it. Continue to use the hand fighting. Continue to pressure forward. Because
keep Stipe on his heels.
Keep Stipe on his heels. So it's going to be a battle of eating space. Now they are in a smaller cage. Will that play effect? Who knows? But if I'm Cormier, I'm continuing to pressure forward, but I'm being smarter about it because I am aware of the body shots.
Right, and the right hand.
And I am aware of his power after the second fight.
So you think DC, eat the space, but be more cautious as he's doing so.
Exactly.
Right?
I think also what DC needs to do is implement more of the shots, more of the takedowns, more of the wrestling. Get Stipe thinking, this guy can wrestle me. He did wrestle me. He had success with it.
He's taken out some heavy hitters with his wrestling and top control. When he fought Anthony Johnson, took him down and just controlled him the entire time. You know what I mean? He's got such good top control because of his wrestling, his Olympic wrestling background. If he gets it there, man, it's going to be very tough for Stipe. But it's going to be exciting. I got Stipe Miocic winning. Who you got?
I'm going DC. Honestly, if DC's conditioning's there, I think he's got the hand speed. I think he's got the boxing. I think he's got the wrestling. He showed it in fight 1. He showed it in fight 2 all the way up until he lost, basically.
So, I think DC probably has the easier game plan. Just do what he's been doing. Just be a little bit more cautious with walking forward. Maybe mixing up a little bit more wrestling. I think the guy that needs to make the most changes is going to be Stipe Miocic.
I love Stipe. I'm a huge Stipe fan, but just after watching fights 1 and 2, like you said, Stipe is definitely the one that needs to make the most changes.
Right.
And I don't know, dude, it's tough.
I got Stipe.
Tough,
Stipe's my boy. Stipe's my
tough.
dude, man. We play a little Warzone together. He's my gaming buddy.
What's your Twitch handle?
It's twitch.tv/WonderboyFaith. Come hang out with me, man.
So with that being said, we want to know who you guys think is going to take the trilogy, and whoever wins this Saturday night, are they the UFC Heavyweight GOAT?
GOAT!
We want to know what you guys think, so comment down below.
Don't forget, new users use promo code Wonderboy during sign up for a chance to win $1 million in prizes
And a $200,000 top prize with
DraftKings. Sweet T, had fun, bro. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button right now.
Hit that like button, share the video, spread the word, spread the love. We got cool content coming out weekly. In fact, we're going to be uploading again later on this week. So if you enjoy the content, hit the subscribe button and let's watch some fights, man. Oh, speaking of that, are we going live this weekend?
I believe we're going live.
We should make like a bet or something. You got Stipe, I got DC. I don't know. Maybe a big time challenge.
A little 500.
500. I'm thinking like 5,000.
5,000. What?
Tune in. Find out who wins.
Catch you later.